If you are a pre-retiree or a retiree and you have money, you might be thinking, man, it sure would be nice to help my family, my kids, my grandkids, gifting, helping them with college, being generous. We all hope for the same. But what if that generosity starts to hurt your plan and your success rate? What do you do then? We'll talk about that and more next. We're back with you. It's Rise in Retirement. I'm Jet. He's Taco. And we are talking about a hypothetical case example with Steve and Maria today, age 69 and 67. And they've done a good job. They've got a good amount saved. They're retired. And just their living expenses to do what they want to do is in a healthy zone, as we'll go through in the case detail. But they've got some kids and grandkids who are important to them. And one of their goals as they entered retirement years ago was to be able to help them out. Yeah. Gift money early, see them enjoy it early, help out with expenses for the grandkids. And we all have that desire at some level. And what's happening to them now is becoming a problem. Yeah. Because they've gotten in over their head and the expectations for those continued gifts have grown. And now we want to talk about how to avoid their plan failing.
Yeah, I think that's the key at this point. It's if you're able and capable to help family, and it's obviously what I think everybody wants to do and be able to get to a point to be able to help there. But yeah, when it starts impacting potentially your day-to-day living, that's where the issue can happen. And that's kind of what we're seeing here with Steve and Maria. So 69 and 67, Jet, they've got about $910,000 saved, $630,000 in IRA, $280,000 in post-tax brokerage accounts. Their income goal is $7,700 a month for themselves. That's what they're living off of to do all the things they want to do only. Yep. Doesn't include the potential gifting and doing things for the kids and grandchildren. Okay. They've got $3,400 coming in from Social Security. They've got $1,500 a month coming in from pension, meaning they have a monthly shortfall of $2,800. Which on the $910,000 portfolio, it's about a 3.7% withdrawal rate.
Yep. Got it.
So pretty good. However, let's tell the backstory here. So here's the planning challenge that we're seeing. Planning challenge number one is just a short year or two ago, they had well over $1 million. The markets have been up. They had at that time, a 2.8% withdrawal rate on $1 million. Mm-hmm. Markets up. Yet now their portfolio is down to $910,000. So it's not just a little bit of gifting; it's a big amount of gifting.
At least on the front end,
on the front side here. So at one point, a 2.8% withdrawal rate has jumped now to a 3.7. So it's not that a 3.7 is not sustainable. It's great. It would be a green light all day if we were doing this, but I don't like that trend, especially when the markets are up, that their portfolio is declining that much.
Yeah, and that kind of leads into planning challenge number two, which is that help that they're providing to their family, their kids or grandkids. And there's no definitive thing that says this will come true, but it could become an expectation. Right. I've seen it happen before, where you do it a year, then you do it a second year, then you do it a third year, and then every year now, not only are the kids and the grandkids expecting for that handout or waiting for it, but you kind of feel obligated to do it. Right. Whether you should or not becomes the issue. And it could very well be for Steve and Maria that it was just a couple of years that they were going to do this and then it stops. But it can take a nasty turn. Yeah. And so instead of this being a one-time or a two-time thing, it becomes something that we want to do every year. And the issue, I think the challenge is that when they put this retirement plan together, they didn't plan for this. Right. It came about later when they saw how good they were doing and how low their withdrawal rate was. And now it's something that they want to do, but they didn't really think about it on the front end.
Yeah. And, so the last one then is if this continues, their flexibility for themselves starts to shrink.
I think that's the biggest risk in all of this, personally.
It is. I mean, it's as these withdrawals or potential help increases, the one-offs or the emergencies for them themselves start to get put on the back burner. And this is, again, I'm talking in a good market where a big challenge could come, and we talk about this on our show here a lot, is sequence of return risk. If they continue to do these, and all of a sudden the market takes a dive, and all of a sudden their portfolio not only goes from 9-10 down because of the distribution, but also because of market, and their 3.7 goes to 5.5 or 6, now their retirement is in jeopardy a little bit.
Yeah,
at that point. So
feels like playing blackjack and saying, hey, I'm down 1,000, I got to chase it back now before I can walk away from this. Right. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Possible strategies. I think the first one is easy and maybe easier said than done. It's just setting clear family boundaries, we'll call it. There's no reason why Steve and Maria can't just have a conversation with their kids and say, hey, listen, we want to continue to help you. But we need to make sure we do it smart. And, if it were me, my goal is to be able to give you something every year because I want to be able to do that. But we have to also think about our livelihood because we don't want to become a burden on you someday if we're still alive and we spent too much of this too fast.
Right.
And I know that's a real concern that some people have. You've probably had it if you're watching.
Yeah.
So have a conversation. It's as simple as that.
Yep. Set some boundaries. No, number 2 kind of goes right along with it is if you're choosing to do this, set a budget item.
Yeah.
Family help, gifting, just strictly. We encourage this at WA Smith Financial Group. We encourage gifting and spending a lot. Create those experiences. Do things with your kids and grandchildren. So if you want to help, then budget that thing in and say this is the amount we're dedicated to gifting every year. And if it's they're at 3.7 now, $7,700 a month. Maybe it goes up to $1,000 a month, $12,000 that we're committing to gifting every year. Then build that into the budget.
Yeah, I think it should have been done on the front end, right? I mean, I would encourage anyone who still has time, if you're out there and you're thinking about creating a plan, and this is important too, I'd talk to the financial planner or advisor you're working with about getting this done on the front end. Let's have a line item. Let's have a bucket of money, whatever you call it, that is purposed for that versus coming to it later because you're successful. I think it's a little easier to do it that way. But finally, I think we're going to call this rebalancing cash flow. Understanding which accounts it makes the most sense to pull those gifts and those distributions from. We mentioned they have both IRA money and non-qualified money.
Well, and this can be a challenge too.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a challenge and a strategy at the end of the day is, if that brokerage account, they have $280,000 of brokerage, has large capital gains. Well, again, now you're creating a tax liability potentially, or if you're using IRA money, you're obviously adding to taxable income. So rebalancing that cash flow is looking for the most tax efficient or tax advantageous ways to potentially do this, right?
Yep.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day here, and you said something that just stuck with me earlier, and I don't know if you guys watching heard it, but we really encourage anyone that's getting close to this phase where you're building an income plan and you're trying to determine how you're going to spend your assets down without running out of money. And do I have enough? My red, yellow, green light, whatever, you know what we do on this show. Don't enter it. I know what the traditional retirement curriculum or articles are going to tell you. They're going to scare you into thinking that you don't have enough, and you got to be careful with how you invest it and how much you spend so you don't run out. I want you to challenge just to think the opposite way, right? Retirement is about experiences and living. And we have seen a real trend with our clients at WA Smith where they don't want to just stack it up for the next 10, 15, 20, 25 years and then leave it to their kids when they're dead.
Yeah.
They want to see them enjoy it while they're living. They want to enjoy it with them. And that is a real angle that you can take. So go to riseandretirement.com and schedule a 30-minute call with one of our advisors. If you're the type of person who needs help, who wants professional guidance, who wants to get a plan put in place, see what color you are, red, yellow, green light, we can help you. complimentary 30-minute call with an advisor. We can show you the path, and we'll see where it goes from there. We have free resources on there that you can download as well. And we'll see you next time.